The rain hammers against the bulletproof windows of the black Rolls-Royce. Inside, the air is thick with leather and expensive cologne. Marcus Chen sits behind the wheel, eyes forward, jaw tight. In the back seat, billionaire Victor Ashford scrolls through his phone. His fingers move fast across the screen. Numbers, deals, acquisitions. Another company crushed, another fortune doubled. Victor doesn't notice the silence. He's too busy winning. Marcus tightens his grip on the steering wheel. The leather groans under his calloused hands. "Turn left here," Victor says without looking up. Marcus obeys. He always obeys. They've been driving together for 6 months. 6 months of silence. 6 months of orders barked from the back seat. 6 months of being invisible. Marcus is used to being invisible. The car glides through the rain-soaked streets of Manhattan, past homeless people huddled in doorways, past mothers rushing home with grocery bags, past lives Victor will never see. "Pathetic," Victor mutters, glancing out the window for half a second. Marcus says nothing. "These people," Victor continues, his voice dripping with disgust. "They sit in the rain begging for change instead of working. Disgusting." Marcus's knuckles turn white on the wheel. "You agree, don't you, Marcus?" It's not really a question. "Yes, sir," Marcus says quietly. Victor smirks. "Of course you do. You're smart. That's why I hired you." Marcus doesn't respond. The car pulls up to a glass tower. Ashford Industries, 70 floors of steel and ego. "Wait here," Victor commands, stepping out into the rain. An assistant rushes forward with an umbrella. Victor doesn't thank her. He never does. Marcus watches him disappear through the revolving doors. Then he exhales, long and slow. His hands are shaking. He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a folded photograph. The edges are worn from being touched too many times. A young woman smiles back at him. Dark hair, kind eyes. She's holding a baby. Marcus stares at the photo. His chest tightens. "I'm sorry," he whispers. "I'm so sorry." He folds the photo carefully and tucks it back into his pocket. Then he waits. Victor Ashford didn't build his empire on kindness. At 43, he controlled a tech conglomerate worth $20 billion. He owned 3 mansions, 5 cars, and a private jet. He had everything except patience for weakness. His father had taught him that. Weakness is a disease. The weak deserve to lose. Victor believed it with every fiber of his being. That's why he fired employees without warning. That's why he crushed competitors without mercy. That's why he looked at people like Marcus and saw nothing but tools. Tools don't need respect. They need orders. Victor strides through the lobby of his building. His employees scatter like roaches when the light turns on. Good, he thinks. Fear keeps them sharp. He takes the private elevator to his office on the 70th floor. The doors open to reveal floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. His kingdom. Victor walks to his desk. On it sits a single document, a merger agreement. If he signs it, 3,000 people will lose their jobs. He picks up his pen. Profit over people, always. He signs. His phone buzzes, a text from his assistant. Driver requested bathroom break. Denied. Told him to hold it. Victor smiles. Control. That's what power is. Control over everything and everyone. He puts his phone down and looks out at the rain. Somewhere far below, Marcus sits in the car. Waiting. Always waiting. Marcus Chen wasn't always a driver. 10 years ago, he was an engineer, a good one. He designed systems for hospitals, life support machines, ventilators, equipment that saved lives. He met Elena at a medical conference. She was a nurse. She believed people were good. She believed hard work was rewarded. Marcus believed her. They married a year later. A small ceremony. Just family and close friends. 2 years after that, they had a daughter, Lily. Marcus would come home from work and hold her. She had Elena's eyes. Life was simple, not rich, but happy. Then Elena got sick. It started with fatigue, then headaches. Then the diagnosis. Stage 4 cancer. The doctors said there was a treatment, experimental, expensive. Marcus sold everything, their house, their car, his mother's jewelry. It wasn't enough. He went to his boss, begged for an advance on his salary. His boss said no, budget cuts. Marcus asked again, please. My wife is dying. His boss fired him. Elena died 3 months later. Lily was 4 years old. Marcus couldn't afford the funeral. Elena's family paid for it. They blamed him. You should have done more. He tried. God, he tried. After Elena died, Marcus couldn't go back to engineering, couldn't focus, couldn't think. He needed work, any work, so he became a driver. Now he sits in luxury cars, ferrying billionaires who spend more on a single meal than Elena's entire treatment would have cost, and he says nothing. Because he has to survive. For Lily, the rain stops by evening. The city glows under the neon lights. Victor finally emerges from the building. He's on his phone. He's always on his phone. Marcus opens the door for him. Victor slides into the back seat without a word. Home, Victor says. Marcus nods and pulls into traffic. They drive in silence for 10 minutes. Then Victor speaks. You know what separates people like me from people like you? Marcus doesn't answer. Vision, Victor continues. I see opportunities, I take risks, I win. People like you just exist. You drive, you follow orders, you never question. Marcus's jaw tightens. You're content being small, Victor says. That's the difference. Marcus grips the wheel. Do you even have dreams, Marcus? Or do you just wake up, drive, and sleep? Silence. Victor leans forward. I'm talking to you. I have dreams, sir, Marcus says quietly. Oh? Like what? Marcus hesitates. I wanted to be an engineer. Victor laughs. It's a cold, ugly sound. An engineer? You? He laughs harder. Well, what happened? Marcus doesn't answer. Let me guess, Victor says, leaning back. You failed, gave up, took the easy road. Marcus's hands shake. That's what poor people do, Victor continues. They quit. Then they blame the world for their failure. Marcus pulls the car to a stop. They've arrived at Victor's penthouse. Thank you for the ride, sir, Marcus says, his voice flat. Victor steps out. He pauses and leans down to look at Marcus. You're too poor to understand, Victor says with a smirk. But that's okay. Someone has to drive the car. He slams the door. Marcus watches him walk into the building. Then he sits there in the dark. His hands are still shaking. That night, Marcus doesn't go home. He can't. He drives to the waterfront, parks the car, steps out into the cold air. The city lights reflect off the black water. Marcus pulls out the photograph. Elena, Lily. I'm sorry, he whispers again. He should hate Victor. He wants to hate Victor. But hatred takes energy Marcus doesn't have. He just feels empty. Marcus's phone buzzes, a text from his sister. Lily asked about you today. When are you coming to see her? Marcus closes his eyes. Lily lives with his sister now. Marcus can't afford to raise her, can barely afford to visit. He types back. Soon, I promise. Another lie. Marcus puts his phone away. He looks at the water. For a moment, just a moment, he wonders what it would feel like to walk into it, to let the cold take him, to stop fighting. But then he thinks of Lily. She's 8 now. She has Elena's smile. She deserves a father who doesn't give up. Marcus gets back in the car. He drives home. 3 weeks pass. The routine doesn't change. Marcus drives. Victor commands. The world turns. But something shifts. Victor starts bringing clients into the car. Businessmen, investors, people who smell like money. They talk openly. They don't see Marcus. He's furniture. One afternoon, Victor is in the back seat with a man named Richard. They're discussing a merger. "The board won't approve it," Richard says. "They will if we frame it right," Victor replies. "We say it's about innovation, progress. It's about profit." "Exactly, but we don't say that." Richard laughs. "You're ruthless." "I'm smart," Victor corrects. "There's a difference." They keep talking. Numbers. Strategies. Manipulation. Marcus listens. He's always listening. That night, Marcus goes home and opens his laptop. He hasn't used it in years. He starts researching. Victor's company, the merger, the board members. He's not sure why. Maybe curiosity, maybe something else. He digs deeper and he finds something. Victor Ashford is hiding something. Marcus discovers it by accident. A buried article from 15 years ago. A lawsuit, settled out of court. Sealed records. But Marcus keeps digging. Forums, old news sites, anonymous sources. The story starts to take shape. 15 years ago, Victor was a nobody, a mid-level executive at a tech startup. The company was developing a revolutionary medical device, a portable dialysis machine, cheap, effective. It could save millions of lives. But there was a problem. The prototype kept failing. Patients died during trials. The company wanted to shut it down. Too risky. Victor disagreed. He wanted to rush it to market anyway. The board said no, so Victor did something unthinkable. He stole the prototype. He took the designs and sold them to a Chinese manufacturer. They mass-produced the faulty device and sold it across Asia. Hundreds of people died. Victor made $10 million. By the time the truth came out, Victor had buried the evidence. He paid off the families. He paid off the lawyers. He paid off everyone. And he used that $10 million to build his empire. Marcus stares at the screen. His hands are shaking again, not from fear, from rage. Elena had needed a medical device, a ventilator. It was expensive because companies like Victor's controlled the market. Marcus couldn't afford it. Elena died. And Victor? Victor got richer. Marcus closes the laptop. He sits in the dark. For the first time in years, he feels something other than emptiness. He feels purpose. Marcus doesn't confront Victor immediately. He can't. Not yet. Instead, he gathers evidence, quietly, carefully. He records conversations in the car. He saves every email Victor reads aloud to clients. He documents every shady deal. Victor never notices. Why would he? Marcus is just the driver, invisible. 3 months pass. Marcus has everything he needs. Financial fraud, bribery, insider trading, enough to destroy Victor Ashford. But Marcus doesn't go to the police. He doesn't go to the press. He does something smarter. He goes to the board of directors. The meeting happens on a Friday afternoon in a private conference room. 15 board members, all of them old, all of them rich. Marcus stands at the head of the table. His cheap suit stands out among their tailored ones. "Who are you?" one of them asks. "My name is Marcus Chen," he says. "I'm Mr. Ashford's driver." They exchange confused looks. "Why are you here?" another asks. Marcus opens his briefcase. He pulls out a folder. He places it on the table. "Because Victor Ashford is a fraud." Silence. "That's a serious accusation," someone says. "I have proof," Marcus replies. He opens the folder. Documents spill out. Financial records, emails, recordings. The board members lean forward. Marcus speaks. His voice is steady, calm. He tells them everything. The stolen prototype, the deaths, the cover-up, the bribes. He shows them the evidence. One by one, their faces change. Shock, disgust, anger. "Where did you get this?" someone demands. "It doesn't matter," Marcus says. "What matters is it's true." They argue. They accuse him of lying. They threaten to call security. But Marcus doesn't move. "Check the documents," he says. "Verify the recordings. Do your due diligence." They do. It takes 2 hours. When they're done, the room is silent again. "If this gets out," one of them says slowly, "the company will collapse." "Then fix it," Marcus says. "Fire him, expose him, make it right. And if we don't," Marcus looks him in the eye. "I go to the press." The threat hangs in the air. Finally the chairman speaks. "We'll handle it." Marcus nods. He closes the briefcase. "Thank you," he says. He walks out. Victor Ashford is fired the next day. The board issues a statement. Due to ethical violations, Mr. Ashford has been removed from his position. The stock drops. Investors panic. The media swarms. Victor tries to fight back. He hires lawyers. He threatens lawsuits, but the evidence is too strong. Within a week, criminal charges are filed. Within a month, Victor is under investigation by federal authorities. His empire crumbles. And Marcus is long gone. 6 months later, Marcus sits on a park bench. Lily is beside him, eating an ice cream cone. She's smiling. "Can we come here every week, Daddy?" she asks. "Yes," Marcus says, "every week." She leans against him. "I missed you." "I missed you too, baby." Marcus wraps his arm around her. He doesn't have much. He's still a driver, still struggling, but he has her. And that's enough. Across the park, a man in a tattered suit sits on another bench. He's holding a cardboard sign, "Will work for food." Marcus recognizes him immediately. Victor Ashford. The billionaire who once owned the city now begs for change. Their eyes meet. Victor's face twists with rage. He stands. He marches toward Marcus. "You!" Victor hisses. "You destroyed me!" Marcus stands. He puts himself between Victor and Lily. "No," Marcus says quietly. "You destroyed yourself." Victor's hands shake. "I gave you a job. I paid you. And this is how you repay me?" "You killed my wife," Marcus says. Victor blinks. "What?" "Your greed killed her, and hundreds of others." Victor stares. Comprehension dawns. "You're too poor to understand," Marcus says, echoing Victor's words. "But that's okay. Someone has to live with the consequences." Victor's face crumbles. Marcus takes Lily's hand. They walk away. Victor watches them go. Then he collapses onto the bench. And for the first time in his life, Victor Ashford understands what it means to lose everything.